What is good, fight fans? This is Ashley's Corner, and I come to talk to you about the Stephen Fulton versus Daniel Roman undercard. This is the co-main event, and it will be in between David Morrell and Kalvin Henderson. Now, David Morrell, in my opinion, is becoming a favorite very quick. After I seen him fight Fox, it was curtains. I could see everything that what he was doing. I could see how quick he is, how smart he is in the ring, his punch placement, his power, his footwork. Like all of it was very, very eye appealing to me. So he is one of my favorite fighters quickly. Like he is everything that I like watching when it comes to boxing. But in my opinion, when it comes to this fight in particular, Kalvin doesn't move his feet well enough to box with David Morrell. But I also don't think he can slug with him because his punch placement and his hand speed isn't good enough for David Morrell. So even though he has the experience on his side, he is not going to beat David Morrell, and I have David Morrell by stoppage within 5 rounds of this fight. Now, I'm going to say David Morrell's stats, but when you look at his record, seeing that he's only had 6 fights, okay? He's 6-0. He has 5 knockouts. He's fought for 23 total rounds. His knockout percentage is 83.33%. He's been pro for 4 years. He's 24 years old. He's Cuban. He's a southpaw. He's 6'1" with a 78.5-inch reach. And he now lives in Minnesota, so this will be a hometown fight. And for anybody who's wondering on how he became to have a belt and he only has 6 fights, let me break it down, okay? But before I get into that, let me run down Kalvin Henderson's specs really quick. He has 15 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. He has 11 knockouts. He's fought for 68 rounds total. He's been pro for 6 years. Hot Sauce is 31 years old. He's 6 foot tall with a 73-inch reach. Now, back to David Morrell and how he came to have the WBA title and he only has 6 fights, okay? Stick with me. I know I'm going back and forth, okay? David Morrell's 3rd professional fight as a pro, okay? It was for the WBA interim title versus a 22-0 Lennox Allen, all right? That fight went a whole 12 rounds where David Morrell won unanimous decision, okay? So he had the WBA interim title after his 3rd fight. He went 12 and he won an undefeated fighter with 22 fights under his belt. 22 wins. And then his 3rd fight was against someone else. His fifth fight was a KO of the WBA champion in 1 round. And he was 12-0 at the time. He got knocked out in the 1st round, and that spawned the champion, David Morrell Jr., as the WBA champion at 168 pounds. And now he's coming off of a destruction win. He straight up dismantled Fox his last fight, and now he has another victim in my opinion. I don't think that Henderson has anything for him coming up I think the fight is on the 5th or the 4th. The fight is on the 4th, yes, and it is on the undercard of the Fulton versus Roman. And this fight is going to be good in my opinion, just because of David Morrell and his size. I don't think Henderson is going to want to be knocked out. He's not going to want this fight stopped. So I think it's going to be telling. David Morrell has said that he want to fight Canelo. He said he was going to stop David Benavidez. You know, David Benavidez talks junk about him too. I think 168 is pretty good weight class, and there's a lot of talent in it, but I'm just waiting for them to all fight each other. But always like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.